the start of this video is going to literally be me driving, because why not? Why not? Why not? I have an hour and 20 minutes. Why not? I can say the same thing 10 times. Yeah. What's up? I have a market Saturday, February 1st. It is from, I think, like, it's disgusting. I think I can start setting up at like 7 and then it goes until 9:30 at night, which is gross. I have a lot I need to do, so that's why I'm filming this intro. If you're new here, hi, I'm Anna. I run a small business called MMCA Crochet on the side while I'm in college. This is my last semester of college. I will be graduating with a degree in music performance and sociology. This is my first market of the year. It's at a statewide cheerleading competition in St. Paul. It's at like this huge convention center. And I was looking the other day and I feel like there's hardly any vendors because the booth fee was like $311, which is insane. But there are 160 teams competing and they're guesstimating about 2,000 to 3,000 spectators. So that seems really good. And I've also had a really great track record with cheerleading competitions. I have the competitors themselves have a really great age range, and then the parents are buying gifts and things for the competitors. So that is nice, I think. Not sure. I really hope it will be because I'm a broke college student, like real broke now. Booth space is 10 feet by 12 feet and I get one table, but they don't tell me the size of the table. I'm thinking it's probably an 8-foot table. So I still have to bring my own table and everything else. Yes, that's the context. I had 84 items and then I crocheted 79 in 19 days. And then I've also still been crocheting a little bit in between the chaos. So I have a good amount of inventory. Kind of wish I had a little bit more of those big ticket items. I don't. My hands were hurting really bad. I'm prioritizing my health. If you haven't seen the last video, which is part 3 of the crocheting 100 plushies in 20 days, I failed. But I learned a lot about myself and my ability to recognize when I'm pushing myself too hard, which is something I used to be not very good at. So I'm really happy that I still got 79 new items. It's 4:37. I guess it hasn't been that long, but I've driven a mile, maybe almost 2 miles in 7 minutes, because that is Minneapolis traffic. And I'm gonna leave you with that and go listen to some music. Okay, it's 9:15 p.m. I left my house at 10:20 this morning and I got home at 5:30 after commuting like an hour and 30 minutes to get home because, well, you knew I was in rush hour. And we're now going to go through everything I'm bringing to this market as of Wednesday. So I do have 4 whips that I still need to finish, 2 frogs, and 2 Junimos, but they're not done yet, and so I'm not going to show you those. This is everything, I think. Right now, these items that I'm going to be showing you, until stated otherwise, are items that were left over from my last market, which was in December. After I show you everything from this, I'm going to show you everything that I had crocheted or added into my inventory after that market. A lot of it is going to be things you've seen before if you watched my market prepping videos. Don't know which corner ever. I'm going to try and do this a little bit slower. It's also 9:15 p.m. Don't really want to be here all night, but I've heard you loud and clear multiple times. We want more time to look at the things. Fair. I'm also a person who wants to just see the market footage and everything like that, because I'm like the little dumb Gen Z who needs everything lickety split. I just hit myself in the face, but I get it. I get it. So let's do this. Starting off strong, we have 4 groovy flowers. This is a pattern by Raven Jade Co. I have a teal and dark green with legs. This is a no-sew pattern, and I sell them for $30 a piece. This colorway has sold before at a different market, but not at my last one. We have my absolute favorite one that I had to make again because somebody bought it, and I'm still contemplating keeping it for myself. We have sparkle red and Bernat teal. This one has sold before. We have, I don't even know, dark pink and sage. I've definitely had a dark pink one sell once or twice before. This might be my first time doing the sage legs. Usually I would do the dark green legs, but this was newer Bernat, so it didn't kill my hands as much. Last but not least, actually probably my second favorite one, is the light blue and bright green. This was my first time using this green. This is moss. It's old Bernat, and so it killed my hands, but I really like it. I think he's pretty cute. He did come with me to my last market. He didn't sell. The one that did sell at my last market, I'm pretty sure, was the sparkle white with the dark green legs. So right here is already $120 of inventory. Next, we've got axolotls. I have 3 baby axolotls and 4 big ones. I have a white and pink baby with the matching big one. Here's the size comparison. I sell this one for $17 and this one for $27. These ones take me like an hour and a half to make, and that's kind of why they're priced the same as the turtles. I think I also did do the calculations for these ones. This one takes me a lot less time and materials to make. Also, he's just kind of like a lot smaller. So I have these two. I have a dark teal. The baby teal, I believe, had sold at the last market or previously. I have a rust red. I'm pretty sure he has the wrong size eyes because I ran out of the right size eyes, but he's still here. I have a big variegated pink for $25. This is made with Sweet Snuggles yarn. It takes me the same amount of time, but the yarn is cheaper, and he's pretty small, or he's noticeably smaller than the Bernat ones, and so I thought it would be fair to price him a little bit less. And along with that, I have an orange one with the variegated fins. Really liking the orange. People apparently aren't, because I still have the baby one, and I sell the baby one for $15. In comparison with the Bernat one, they're pretty much the same size, which is kind of surprising because the big ones are like so much smaller. There we go. I'm already dropping things. I was wrong. We also have another axolotl, a baby gold one that is $17, and he is chonky, chonk. But he's cute. I think he has the right size eyes, or maybe I went with bigger eyes because he was so big. Up next, we have frogs. These are leftover ones from my Pride Market in September, October, August. We have the lesbian frog, MLM frog, rainbow frog. These ones are $13 because of all the color changes. And then I have 2 Valentine's Day frogs that are like almost a year old because I made them last year for a Valentine's kind of ish market. And I sell these ones for $11. Random item, we have a gecko for $30. He has a lot of color changes. This is a Poms and Posies pattern test I did. I really like him. Now we are on to possums. Opossums. I have 4 possums. None of them has sold at my last market, but I'd also raised the price. I'm selling them for $18 because they're a bit harder than the axolotls just due to like the sheer amount of pieces and, you know, color changes. So I have 4 possums for $18. I also have 4 otters, none of which sold last time, for $15. These are chunky guys, 1 color change, and it's all no-sew. And I have 4 of them. They usually do really well. They did really well at my Monticello market. I think they had sold out, and so I made those, didn't sell, but also that last market just wasn't great. We have this beast, my dragon, for $50, way underpriced, but I don't love him, and I just kind of want him gone. So we have him, inspired by the Jelly Cat Dragon. It was a pattern test. No beef or whatever with the pattern designer. I think my yarn selection was subpar. An oldie but a goodie. One from the very first market still is my Fall Guy. I've lowered the price multiple times. Right now I have him at $18. I'm just waiting for somebody to love him. Next we have a random cat for $25. This was a pattern test for Crochet by Kelsey. I had wanted to make my own cat, but my cat has a lot more patterns and stuff, and I didn't have a color that went with that, so I just made a gray cat. But this is a cat for $25. Sticking to the pattern tests, we have this teal fox for $45. I don't like how it turned out. I was yarning under. I was just having issues yarning under, and so his face seems weird, and I think I kind of overstuffed his face, or maybe did a couple too many rows, but I'm trying to sell him. We'll see. I'll probably do a discount or whatever, but yeah, this is what he looks like, and then that's the one that he's like supposed to look like. Yarning under just is not for me. Another pattern test I did were these deer peg dolls. I used to have the third little pink baby, but that one sold at my Pride event, and so I'm left with these two. I have this one, the bigger one, for $12, and I have this one for $11. This one has little antlers. You got the embroidery, and I think they're really cute. I didn't do embroidered eyes, which is probably dumb, because people would want this for their kids, and I'm like, oh, they have safety eyes. Sorry. Should we get into the turtles? I have a lot to say about the turtles. I don't know. I had made a bunch of turtles for my last market. Not a single one sold, or maybe one sold. And so I have a ton now. And then I also market prepped more. So I don't know what that means in turtle world, but I have a lot of turtles to show you. So let's get into it. One of my all-time favorite color combos, we have Sailor's Delight and Sage. I don't know the actual name of this. I'm just calling it Sage because it looks like sage. I sell all of my turtles for $27 a piece. So that's one turtle. We have turtle number 2. We have a cream and green variegated turtle. Very nice, very nice. Turtle number 3. We have the same green body, but a dark green shell, plus a little speck of stuffing. No bobbly head. Well, a little bit bobbly, but not like. Turtle number 4. We have a light green. This is not Bernat. It's the other one that's at Joann Fabrics, and a variegated brown. This one is bigger because the formula for whatever this yarn brand is just thicker. I could probably tell you the yarn brand right now. Big Twist blanket yarn. It's just a little bigger. Works up a little bigger. Hurts my hands a little bit more. That's life. 5th turtle. We have a duplicate with a saggy head. This is when I was messing around trying to figure things out. He's a little floppy woppy duplicate colors because, again, my favorite. Turtle number 6. We have a cream and pink, purple, gray. I said pink. We have a cream and pink purplish gray shell turtle. The head is not as wobbly. The eyes are correct. Very happy. Turtle number 7. We have the pink with that same variegated yarn. Little bit of a bobblier head. I think this was before I figured out my trick or whatever, just based on that alone. Turtle number 8. We have the sage and that same variegated brown and cream yarn from the Premier Basics light green and whatever yarn. I really like this guy. Very nice head. Making sure the eyes are okay. Soup's cute. Hate showing you things because my hands shake and you can see that. Turtle number 9. We have this guy who is kind of wonky because he's made with old Bernat. Don't love him. But we have baby sand and whatever this is. Not my favorite. Turtle number 10. We have my honey turtle. This was made on a live and people voted saying I should make a yellow and gold turtle. We did. I love how it turned out. I think it's very, very cute. Hasn't been bought yet, but who knows? Somebody whose favorite color is yellow will see him and love him, and I'm happy about that. He is made with the Bernat Sparkle and then, I don't know, gold. Turtle 11, I think. We have teal and a variegated, floppy head because, you know, some of these guys are a little older. Here he is. I think he's cute, colorful, whatever. Last but not least, we have Turtle 12, which is a green variegated with cream. Nice head, good eyes. Very happy with him. I think I really lean towards more of the greens and blues more than the brights. Although I do like the yellow one. Don't get me wrong. This is something that I would probably buy and keep for myself though. Next, you can just see the turtle pile. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chickens. We have 2 brown variegated chickens that I sell for $16. I don't have enough room. This is problematic. I have 2 blonde chickens that I also sell for $16. I forgot that I was supposed to be showing you things more detailed. Sorry. And I have a yellow chicken, gold chicken. And I also have a big twist blanket brown chicken. These guys are a big hit. Usually I sell them for $18, but I constantly forget that I have them priced differently and I accidentally sell them to people for $16. So I just decided to make it easier. They're all $16 now. You're welcome. We also have an incredible abundance of whale keychains. We have, I don't even know how many, 11 whale keychains. Some of which are made with Bernat Velvet and some are made with the Juicy Couture sparkly yarn. You can see the sparkles on this guy. So the top part is Juicy Couture, the bottom part is Bernat Velvet. I sell the keychain version for $9, and if it didn't have a keychain, I would sell it for $8. But I apply keychains to all these because the keychain ones sell a lot better. Another random moment is my manatee. This guy was a pattern test for Poms and Posies. I had made the otter and walrus to go with it, but they both sold at my Monticello market, and I'm very sad that he's still here. He's a little lonely. I need to make him a friend. Didn't have time. I sold those guys and him for $22. I think he's really cute. I just don't know if everybody knows what manatees are, apparently. I don't know. Some people were asking me about it. We also have the famous French bulldog that everybody thinks is a koala bear. I'm thinking of maybe just changing the name on the tag and saying that he is a koala bear. Yeah. I'm selling him for $22. It's velvet. He took a long time. A lot of sewing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces I had to sew on. I want him to sell 9 because of the snout. Yeah. He was kind of a big project for being small. I have some more keychains. These are my Rainbow Pride keychains. This is my own pattern. Haven't released it because it changes like every single time I make them, because I write it down and then my attention does things and I have to change what I'm doing. I have this one that's like all sparkles, MLM. I have the lesbian one, and then the rest are just kind of like, well, that's the backside. Boho, colored rainbows. And I sell these for $10. After my last market, I only had one swinging pet left, and it was the light green frog on a pink swing, and I sell all of my swinging pets for $11. The only crab left after my last market is this light blue one made with Premier Basics. No. I don't know. That one that everybody loves that I don't really love. and I sell him for $9. I have one keychain and one classic mushy pop. These are by Cable and Canvas. They're no-sew. They're these silent fidget toys. This one totally matches my outfit. I'm not doing it right because I'm holding something else in my hand, but you're supposed to be able to do that. I have the one with the keychain for $9, the one without the keychain for $8. And these are usually pretty good sellers just because they're cheaper, and a lot of, you know, littler kids like the fidget things, and their parents are like, oh, it's quiet and cheap. Okay, I'll get it for you. Last but not least, we have two birds. We have a mallard that I had messed up and couldn't sew into a swing. So we just have him vibing with us. He is $10. Honestly, want to keep him for myself and force him into a swing. But I also have a different one that's already in a swing that I really just want to keep for myself. Who knows? Then we have the only one left of the seabirds that I've been selling. We have the parrot from Stardew Valley for $10. This was a pattern test I did for Poms and Posies, and this was one that I had done for fun. She did not design a parakeet or whatever, the kind that have the little frill, but I wanted to make the kind that were in Stardew Valley, and people didn't catch the vibe. I think he's pretty fun and cute, but if you don't know Stardew Valley, you might be like, a parakeet? Really? Maybe somebody who has a parrot or whatever will find him eventually. That is, I think 82 or 84 items. I do have the two bobas, but I don't think I'm going to be bringing them because I just don't think they're going to sell at a market like this or just at an in-person market at all. They're really big, like big and expensive. So I'm going to pause and put all this away and then come back with all the new inventory that you haven't seen at all. Kind of. You guys, I do this every time. I forget about the stress pets. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stress pets. I have 2 yellow, 2 blue, a red, 2 of whatever the heck this is, a purple, and a purpley pink one. I sell these guys for $6. They take me maybe 10 minutes to make, and I usually always have one kind of sitting out with a sign that says, like a stress ball but cuter. That's what the creator of this pattern, not Jaded Co, has on the pattern description. I love these guys. I have added an extra row to some of them, and some of the other ones I've left as is because I like it when you can like see their faces when you're squeezing them. But sometimes if they're too short, that might be the right kind. But sometimes if they're too short, maybe I've done it for all of them. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, this is part 2. This is everything that I've either crocheted since, well, I guess the last market, or things that I found within my own collection that I am fine with letting go now. We have my 2 Totoros. I'm selling these guys for $35 a piece. It should probably be more, but I'm too lazy to make another one and do the calculations. So yeah, $35 a piece. I think they're really cute. They're both with Bernat, but this I think is older Bernat and this is newer Bernat. So the size is kind of different. Maybe just to get them right out of the way, we will talk about my new turtles, which are different kind of bluish variegated Bernat, blue and green, and a dark teal. Again, I priced these the same as my other turtles, so $27 a piece. We have a pink and what I call bacon yarn. This one's head, very nice. I think that the color palette goes really well together, other than the fact that this just reminds me of bacon every time I see it. We've got a new color combo. We have a light green and then a green variegated. This is the same green that I'd use for other ones. This was a newer green. It does not look green on camera. I promise it looks a lot better in person. Right now it looks bad. And last of my big turtles, hint hint, we have the blue and green variegated shell with a light blue body. I love how this guy looks. I love the light blue body in comparison with the blue in the variegated shell. This is probably one of my new favorite color combos of the turtles because I really didn't think it would look that good, but I think it looks that good. Turtles, turtles, where are my turtles? Up next we have baby turtles. We have the very first one that I made, which is kind of dark blue and midnight. I don't know what this one's called, but I really like how it turned out. I batch made some. We have a pink and teal. Oh, and I sold these for $17. A pink and teal. And in comparison with the other turtles, I think they're a perfect little baby to go with them. Not too big, not too small. I mean, some people on my Instagram said they could be smaller, but I don't really care. I think they're cute. The head is so tiny compared to this. And like the shell is like almost as big as the head. So I think they're fine. We've got a cream with that same blue and green variegated yarn that I just adore. A light blue with a teal that looks terrible on camera, but is way better in person, I promise. I think this one's my least favorite. It's just kind of basic, but it's kind of a darkish brown or cream and a very dark green, which really kind of looks like brown on camera because it's now $9.50 and it's dark out. We also have a cream and the green variegated yarn. I think that would actually perfectly match up with one of my other turtles I had just shown you, but I already put it away in the box. Lastly, we have, I think probably my favorite, I don't know what the heck colorway this is, and Sage, other than the fact that his eyes are way too big because I ran out of the right size of eyes. But the colorway, I think is great. I forgot about his eyes. Otherwise, he'd be really cute, but his eyes are too big. Oh my goodness. I knew that I was going to forget them. I also have a cream and whatever the heck this color is, baby turtle. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, here is a new plushie that I've never made or sold before. It is this chunky, chubby bunny. I don't actually know the name of the pattern. I think it's just called a bunny. Little white tail, super cute, made with sweet snuggles. I'm selling them for $18. There is sewing. I'm so sorry. That is why they're a little bit more. I'm selling them for $18. You have to sew the ears on. I really like them. I have this hot pink. Let me fix their ears because their ears get crushed in the bin. A light pink with the white tail, of course. A white. And a really chunky gray because the formula for whatever this skein of Sweet Snuggles is, or maybe it was Chenille Home, and that's why it's different, is thicker. And that is why he is big. But I priced him all the same, $18. Now, in the opposite direction, we have a pattern that I crocheted for my very first market that I don't think I've ever crocheted since. And it is these no-sew alligators. This is a free pattern on Instagram. Although sometimes I have issues with Instagram because like people change their account names and then I can't find the link anymore. I will try and get you all the link because I really like this pattern. I have a classic, just sage, alligator, crocodile guy. I have this one, which is my favorite. This was the same yarn that was in my favorite turtle color combo. I don't know the name of the yarn, but it is Bernat. And then we have this guy who kind of looks like an albino. And I like that his eyes are two different colors. I think that's really cool. Kind of wish that happened with this guy, but it didn't. And I'm still happy. And I'm selling these guys for $17 a piece. A little bit less, well, $1 less than the rabbits because they're no-sew and they are pretty quick. Also, if you do find that free pattern, I skip the last couple rounds that are only 4 stitches around because I'm not doing that to my hands. Another oldie but a goodie are eggs. I made these when I was doing my 100 plushies in 20 days video. Spoiler alert, didn't happen. But you can still watch it. I have 3 eggs. This one turned out really big. And so then I modified the pattern. And I made another 2 more that are pretty small. These guys are no-sew. And I'm selling them for $14 because I think they're pretty unique. and I asked my mom what she thought she would buy them for, and that's what she said, and I said wonderful. Here is one from my personal collection that I'm finally ready to sell. I don't know if it really will sell, but whatever. This is Lumpy Space Princess from Adventure Time. I have my Adventure Time crew. I have Finn, Jake, and BMO, but they're in acrylic, and this is in that Premier or Big Twist blanket, so it's a different texture. It's really fun and cute, but it doesn't fit with them as a set because it is blanket yarn, and I will be selling it for $18 because he was kind of a pain in the butt, but a really cool pattern test. Another little guy I'll be selling is Baby Yoda or Grogu. I have sold these guys in the past. I only made one. He took me too long. I wanted to batch make. I didn't think I had enough brown, and he just took me too long to try and do within that challenge. And so I only have one that I sell for $22. I had two at one market that were both for $22 and they both sold. So I'm hoping he will find a home. We have one more flower that I had finished. This is I think the same color combo. No, it's different. It's the same dark pink, but with bright teal legs. And if you remember, I sell all my groovy flowers for $30 a piece. We have more axolotls. We have a blue with dark blue fins. This is Bernat that I sell for $27. We have more than I'm dropping. To go with the big blue axolotl, I made two baby blue, not baby blue, but baby space blue. They're both spaces. I made two blue axolotls that match the big blue one. There we go. A baby red. We've got a baby red axolotl, Bernat, that I'm selling for $17. I thought it'd be cute for Valentine's Day, and I don't make a lot of red things, even though I really like the color red. Can you tell? I have two baby black axolotls to go with their big black axolotl. Again, $17 each. I have never made a black or gray axolotl, and I thought it was time I do. Next, we have this behemoth, chunky guy of an axolotl, the gray and black. Super fun. I really like how he turned out. He's super squishy and soft. We have a big moss axolotl. I feel like I used the wrong eye size because he turned out really big because it's old Bernat, but this is the green axolotl. I really like him. I also made him a little green baby, of course. I also have a Sweet Snuggles variegated pink axolotl. I think I purposely did this because I knew I had a big pink variegated axolotl and I wanted it to have a little friend. I did sneak a little random pattern test in here. This is Pebbles the Penguin. I pattern tested this for Raven Jade Co. and I will be selling her for $22. I told you there would be a couple more chickens and I was correct. I have a yellow chicken, again, for $16. I have a classic Oreo chicken, and I have a fuzzy chicken. These ones are always one of my best sellers just because of the texture and the look. I lied. There's another fuzzy chicken. Usually I make the chickens in like pairs or whatever. Except for maybe this guy. I don't know what happened. Here is a random selection from my collection. We have a sunshine pattern that I had been working on. I put the eyes too far apart, so I'm selling him for $30 because he's kind of the same shape and look as the flowers, and he's fine. I mean, he can be a sunflower or it can be a sunshine. I was going for like the jelly cat sun with the legs, but he can be whatever you want. Next, we're on to cats. This is a new pattern that I hadn't crocheted and I haven't sold at any of my markets. I had just gotten it a couple weeks ago and I became obsessed and I made a ton of cats. I have a Siamese. I forgot to do the color changes on the feet. We also have the calico. This one is for sure my favorite. I think because the color changes are terrible, but it doesn't really matter because it's a calico, and they just have a ton of color changes. So if there's white specks or brown specks everywhere, it's fine. Next is the orange kitty. He just has the ear and eye spot. I also really like him, but the color changes kind of suck and it's a little bit more noticeable. We also have this little gray fella whose whiskers are being weird looking. This was the very first one that I'd made using this pattern. I really like him. Color changing, I need to work on it, but I refuse to yarn under. And last and least is the black cat. On camera, he's okay. I think I really messed up by using the safety nose. Like, the eyes were kind of a lot, and then I added the safety nose, and it's really way too shiny. If I had done an embroidered black nose, I think I would have liked him more. But I really like his glittery eyes. It's just, I don't know, black cats are hard. 2 whips that I'd finished recently are also going to be hopefully sold. We have Bulbasaur, who I am selling for $20 because I think he's ugly, but he took me a long time. And we have G Beans Crafty Squid. I love G Beans Crafty. I love this pattern. I think it's so silly. I'm selling him for $15. I had made a squid and brought it to my Pride Market. Didn't really think anybody would buy it. People thought it was funny. And then somebody came in and was like, oh my gosh, squid are my favorite animal. And they bought it without looking at the price tag. So I thought, I gotta make another squid. And this is with Juicy Couture Sparkle Yarn. And you can actually see it on the camera. And that makes me so happy. Sticking with the aquatic theme, we have Jumbo Octopi. This is a no-sew pattern by Poms and Posies, one of my besties. We have a variegated Dumbo Octopi. It's all pinks and purples. We have a orange octopi, Dumbo Octopus, I don't know. This is the, oh my gosh, I can never do this. Big Twist Blanket Yarn, light purple Dumbo. We have a rust red Bernat one and a slightly darker purple Bernat Dumbo. And I'm selling all these for $14. I think I already told you that. Let's stay aquatic and talk crabs. I made an abundance of crabs because they sell really well. It's my own pattern, pretty cheap. Check it out in the description. You'd be really supporting me and my channel. And they sell well because whenever I sell them, I have a sign that says perfect for someone who's just a little bit crabby, and a lot of like angsty teens buy them and then give them to their parents and say that, or we have people buy them for their spouses or their parents. So we have some Premier, I don't know the name of this yarn because I ordered it so long ago, but it's that Premier stuff that everybody loves. We have 2 dark blue that I'm selling for $10. Ooh, I have a different one that's this, and I'm selling it for $9. I should change that. Remind me. I have 2 light blue, which are the same as that other one that's only $9 for $10. I have 2 red in the Premier. Then we have some velvet ones that are the $9. We have the light blue velvet one, whose eyes are too big, and the dark blue velvet one. And I'm pretty sure I have one more. I do. I have a Juicy Couture red sparkle one. I love it. I love that you can see the sparkle on camera. It makes me so happy. Another kind of low priced item is this red mushy pop that I need to convert into a keychain. But right now I just have it at $8 because it's not a keychain yet. And I have a $9 Pokeball that was going to be a keychain. Didn't convert it to a keychain. I thought it would be kind of cute to have these 2 next to each other. Maybe somebody would buy them together. But yeah, I just can't do the keychain things because it hurts my hands so badly. We have 2 new old items. We have these 2 pink axolotls. These I made years ago. I can make good axolotls now. So I have this one for $20. All Bernat velvet with a lot of sewing. And then this teensy baby one for $7 because his eyes are way too small. But I think they're cute. To get both for 27 bucks, I mean, little mama and baby. I don't hate them. We have some more frogs. We have a dark teal leggy frog, 2 leggy frogs with faces, and then 1 leggy frog without a face. I sell all of these for $11. Probably should charge more, haven't. Another oldie and goodie are my Pill Besties. This was a pattern I was trying to design years ago. I think if I designed anything now, I wouldn't do it in acrylic, and it'd be a lot better. I'm selling these for 20 bucks, $10 each. That was my mindset. I don't know. I think they're silly though. And I like that the pill looks like it's frowning, or, I mean, you can have it like displayed like this. But I think it's funny when it's frowning. Two more oldies but goodies are my silly cats. This was a pattern I was trying to design when there were no real good cat patterns. They're much better cat patterns now. These guys are weird. I'm selling them for $6 each because they're not great. He looks like a fox. He looks like Totoro without his belly patch. They're silly. I don't need them anymore. I think somebody can get more joy from them than me when I see them sitting on my shelf. They're a little creepy. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, people. We're almost done. I'm almost free. I can almost be done. It's 10:12. It's gonna be over an hour that I've been going through this. So an hour, 150 something plushies. I'm probably still going too fast, but you girls gotta live. Second to last, I saved, I think, the most. I have 13 swinging pets. Let's go through. I have 2 yellow chicks, one with the teal, one with the light pink. I sell all of my swinging pets for $11. I should increase the price. I haven't, but I should, because they sell out most of the time. Similar to those chicks, we have white chicks, pretty much identical, except they're white. We have a light pink and an orange swing. I like these guys. I like pairing them with the more pastel swings. I think the vibe is nice. Y'all are gonna hate me, but I have to say it. I want him for myself so bad. It's not even funny, but I need to sell them because I need money. So we have the mallard with the hot pink and the mallard with the teal. I just want him, but I can't. Oh, we have 3 frogs. I don't know why we don't have 4, but I guess we have 3. We have the light teal with a variegated orange swing. Didn't know what I would think about the variegated swing, and I'm not mad at it. I don't think. We have 2 dark green frogs. Kind of mad that I made both of their swings pink, but I think they look good with pink. This one is a variegated pink swing. I think this one might look a little bit better just because the variegated is 3 colors compared to the other one. But here's this one and this one. Up next, we have a new design-ish. I had seen people making axolotls on a swing, and I wanted to. Then I was looking on Etsy for a pattern, and I was counting the rows on them because I wanted them to be the same size, and the rows were different. Like, they had more rows than I wanted because I wanted them to be the same size. So I free-handed my own. We have a pink axolotl, no-sew, on a teal swing. And we have another pink axolotl. Sometimes they're finicky because of their gills, and that kind of makes me mad. But we have another pink axolotl on an orange swing, which leads me to an orange axolotl on a hot pink swing. And lastly, a teal axolotl on the variegated pink swing. He kind of gives broccoli though. Don't know if he's my favorite, but he might sell. And last but not least, I have 3 of these plus 2 in progress. Yeah. These are my Stardew Valley Junimos. This is a free pattern on Instagram. I modified this to make it low sew, but we have a teal Junimo, a light pink Junimo, and a yellow Junimo. I love these guys. They're super fun. I was getting sick of doing like complex shapes, and so I just wanted to crochet circles, and this fed my cravings of being a little simpleton. The other ones that I have in the works are hot pink and the orange, light orange. And all they really need is this top stem made and sewn on. The only issue with that is I usually have to use a lighter to kind of like melt the ends, because this is Sweet Snuggles, and Sweet Snuggles loves to shed and hates to sew. So I've been procrastinating doing that because I hate doing that. I like just making the oval, and I can do the little crocheted chains, but this, attaching this to this, done. But that is everything that I've made and that I'm bringing. I think there are some other items that I didn't show you, like the bobas and some of the Halloween stuff. So that might influence the numbers, but this is the amount of plushies I'm bringing, and this is how much they are in dollars. That is it. It has officially been like an hour and 4 minutes. My throat's going to die. I'm gonna go. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. Okay, hi. It's now Wednesday the 5th. The market was Saturday, February 1st. Where to begin? We woke up at like 4:40 that morning, left our house by like 5:20, went to my aunt's house to grab her truck so we could put all the stuff in her truck because the three of us couldn't fit in the car with all the stuff. So we got her truck, transferred everything, got there. They had their own loading dock, which was amazing. And it was interesting. My placement, I was happy with it there, but when I had first seen it, I was a little mad because it wasn't really with everybody else. It was in like this kind of beyond the lobby area. So there was like the gymnasium where all them were doing their performances, this other section that had a lot of like the cheer boat people that were taking pictures of the teams and all this like actual cheerleading stuff. And then there was like this set of doors that were mostly closed. And then there was like the line to get in that you had to have a ticket or a wristband for. And then there was us. And when I'd seen that, I was like, why aren't we with everybody else? Like, what's going on? But it ended up being amazing placement because in the other place where like the other people were, it was way louder and way hotter. There was a ton more people there. So we ended up really loving our placement and it worked out, even though we had to walk a little bit farther to bring the stuff in. Whatever, we have wagons. We had my dad with to help carry things because that was really important. Carrying the tables sucks. And luckily they provided a table, but we still had to bring one of the other tables, and so he can carry those by himself, whereas it takes my mom and I to carry them. So that was really nice. People started showing up at like 7 and getting in line to get tickets to get in, because starting at like 8 a.m. I think there were going to be people already performing and competing. And so I was already getting people looking at my stuff and, you know, talking to me and stuff like that while I was still trying to set up, because I needed to be set up by 7:30, and I think I was set up by like 7:32. So I made it. It was fine. We're good. So then once we were all set up, I went through and I got videos of the setup, pictures of the setup, stuff to make this thumbnail, stuff for Instagram posts, did all of that. Meanwhile, people were still kind of shopping around already. I think I had already made a couple sales before like the event actually started. I have a list of everything that sold, but honestly, I don't know if I'm going to go through it. I'm going to kind of give you a synopsis because everything that I just showed you that I was bringing pretty much sold except for 5 items. So I'm just going to kind of go through the trends and the things that I noticed, and then I'm going to show you the 5 items that were left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the 5 items that were left over, and we can discuss other things. So then once we had everything set up, I was super sneaky and I brought with a little bit of like makeup and hair stuff, because usually at markets, I have a track record of looking insane, and I was like, no, I'm going to look nice. And so I snuck off, and we had to go super far at first to go to the bathrooms. We had to go in through where all the other vendors were, through that, up 2 flights of stairs, and then that's where the bathrooms were. We then got the right wristbands as vendors, and then there was a closer bathroom, but whatever. I was up there. And a lady had come to the booth, and she said that she was learning how to crochet and she wanted to make amigurumi and things like that. And I think she does make amigurumi. And so my mom was like, oh, she's, you know, upstairs in the bathroom, but you should come back and talk to her, and you should take her business card. And so then when I came back, it had been a little bit, my mom had mentioned her being like, oh yeah, there was this lady who loved your work and stuff like that. And so then she ended up coming back, and she had used the QR code on my business card and found my Instagram and was like freaking out because she has her own crochet Instagram that I'll put right here because I don't have it memorized, I'm sorry. And she was like, oh my gosh, like your crochet is amazing, but how the heck did you get so many followers on Instagram and do all this stuff? And so then we were talking about that, and we were talking about the kinds of yarn that I use, the patterns I use, and we were talking about how there are no good browns and there are no good greens, except I do have some good greens now, but they were hard to source. And so then my mom was cracking up because she hears me complain about this all the time, and then here's this lady that we just met who was like, I feel the exact same way that you do, and she was totally the one that mentioned it. So that was super, super fun. I was like, oh my gosh, like, where are you from? And whatever. And then she said that she was a part of a Minnesota crocheter group on Instagram, and she ended up adding me into that group and then also DMing me. So we've been talking a little bit more. But that was super fun. That was like one of the first really, really fun interactions that I had. And then we had a lot of reoccurring cheerleaders from like 2 years ago, or a year ago when I was doing the STMA, and then this other one that had been in the cities that I can't remember. I'll have the vlogs or whatever there. But we had people coming up and recognizing us and being like, hey, you were at this one and I bought this from you. Or like, hey, did you ever go to this market? And I would be like, yeah, I did. And they were like, oh my gosh, I bought this. And I would be like, yeah, I remember you. Because a lot of them, you know, have like their cheerleading outfits on, but then they also like, I mean, they're a little bit older, but like they still look the same. And so that was super fun. We had a bunch of people coming back and then like buying something and then going like, I'm gonna tell all my whole team to come and see you again because we all loved you so much or whatever. And that was super, super fun. Cheerleading events are seriously like some of my favorite events just because everybody there is so genuinely excited. The cheerleading culture is super, super cute. They have this thing that we just learned about. It's called like pinning or clipping somebody. They have these clothespins that they customize. They'll put like beads and charms and like little quotes on. And then because they have all these huge bows, people will go around and they'll try and clip on these little pins or clips onto the people's bows without them noticing. And so like we would be at the booth and we'd be watching people trying to pin them onto somebody who's like just paying me. And it was like a little thing of like, oh, you're doing a good job or like whatever. And so that was super, super cute. That was something new that we had learned. But I mean, like just that, like you can just kind of tell that like the cheerleading community, so happy. And they're all just like literally like big cheerleaders for everybody, even the people they're competing with, people they don't know. So that was super fun. We had people constantly coming back to the booth and being like, oh my gosh, look at how well you're doing. Or like, what are you crocheting now? Because at this market, I did bring yarn and stuffing and safety eyes, and I had ended up crocheting 4 things, and all 4 of those things sold. But we'll maybe get into that later. But I knew that I had needed probably more inventory, so I brought stuffing, and I'm really glad that I did. Let me see. I have notes. Oh, another amazing interaction that I had. This girl came who used to do cheer, and she recognized us as well. And she was like, were you at this place 2 years ago? I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, my brother learned how to crochet because of you. And I immediately remembered because, you know, whatever at that market, it was that girl and the little brother, and they were both just like standing there watching me crochet. And I was like, yeah, here, like, here's my business card. Here's whatever, like, totally you can learn how to crochet. And I was giving them advice. Like, I think that let everybody should start learning how to crochet in the flat first and stuff like that. And she said that now he is just a huge crocheter. She told us a story about this crochet monkey that he had, and that, you know, like it fell off this banister. And so then the next day he crocheted a little cast and sling. And then the day after that, he was like, oh, look, it's perfectly fine now. And so I'm pretty sure he's probably, I don't know. They were both super young, or not super young, but they were both pretty young when I had first met them. And now, you know, it's been 2 years. And so that was amazing, amazing, amazing to learn that, like, this kid had seen me crocheting at a market, bought something, and then learned how to crochet, and is still crocheting now. That was crazy. And then it turned out that his mom was a vendor here, but she was in like that other room that was like kind of across from us. And then she came and talked to us too. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, you're totally the reason why my kid learned how to crochet, and he's obsessed with it. And like, we follow you on Instagram and blah, 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 blah. So that was amazing. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, oh, didn't cry, but like, even just talking about it now, I'm just like, oh my God, that's crazy, crazy amazing. I wish he was there so that I could talk to him, but he wasn't. He was at home because the sister doesn't compete anymore, but the mom participates as a vendor at these kinds of events still. Another thing that happened that was just crazy, this team, or like these group of girls from one team, kept coming and like buying more and more things for themselves. And then I was there, you know, crocheting, trying to make more things because I was selling out of some stuff. I'll tell you about that. And they ended up coming over again, like their 3rd or 4th time coming over. They didn't buy anything, but they just handed me $3, and they're like, we want to tip you because you're working so hard. And I'm like, what? You guys are like middle schoolers. No, keep your money. And I mean, I didn't say this because I was like in shock, but like right now I'm like, oh my gosh, like they seriously just like came over and they're like, yeah, here's $3. We want to tip you. And then like other people had heard that, and then they were giving me like $20 for a $17 item and things like that. I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, I think I've been tipped before, or, you know, people are like, oh, just keep the change. But like for them to come over, not buy anything. I mean, they'd already bought things, but not buy anything, and then just hand me the money, be like, you were working so hard and we've been watching you crochet, like, we want to tip you, was mind-blowing. I was just like, wait, really? No, I swear the cheerleading events are mine and my mom's absolute favorite. Everybody there is so happy and genuinely excited. And, you know, when other teams would be performing, there'd be people there watching and cheering and screaming if they did good on their tricks and stuff like that. It was such a happy and positive vibe to the whole thing. I mean, like, I had people coming up and being like, what's this? And they were holding like a Junimo, And I'd explain that, you know, it's this character thing from a video game, Stardew Valley. It's kind of supposed to look like a fruit. And, you know, they'd be like, oh, that's really cute. And then they'd kind of look at it and they'd be like, I'm going to get that. And they did not know the name. They didn't know the game. Like, you knew that they didn't know the game. People were just buying things to buy things. And that was so fun. Okay, so you're probably here for the numbers, right? I went into that market with, yeah, that seems right. I don't know. I'm looking at this sheet and I'm like, is that right? It seems right. I'm going to say it's right. I went to the market with $2,912 in inventory. So like 174-ish plushies. At the market, I also crocheted a swinging axolotl and 3 swinging chicks. So that adds on another $44 to my inventory, which bumps it to $2,956. And in the end, I left early because the market was supposed to go until 9 p.m. I left at like 5:30 with 5 plushies. So I sold a total of $2,877 worth of inventory at this one market. The last even hour, 2 hours of the market, I was probably down to like 10 items. And so things were selling really fast. It was insane. Very much a whirlwind. I'm super fortunate that my mom came with because she could do some of the transactions while I was also trying to crochet. And then like rearrange things because things were going out so fast and things were selling in kind of weird orders. So a trend that I really noticed is things were selling in groups. So the first things that sold really, really, really well were my swinging pets. Those sold amazing. I sold a ton of them just within the first couple of hours. I mean, even within the first couple of hours, what? The event starts at 8. People were getting there at like 7:20. By 10:20, I had sold 46 items. So like in 3 hours, 46 items, like that's pretty good. And then everything just accelerated the more that people got there. But the very, very first thing that did really, really good were the swinging pets. Then we had a ton of the turtles, baby and big, sell like all together. I have here a list of 3 turtles that sold in a row, another turtle, like 3 purchases after. One person bought 2 big turtles. We had a lot of turtles selling all like at the same time, sort of. One lady came in and bought both of the Totoros for her 2 kids because their favorite Studio Ghibli movie is Totoro, and they didn't even blink at the price that I had, which was $35 each. That was insane. Then the next sort of trend were crabs. Somebody bought 3 crabs. A group of 3 girls bought those. And the next kind of trend was axolotls. People were buying axolotls. I have, let me see, I have somebody who bought 2 axolotls, a baby axolotl. I have people, like just on this one piece of paper, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 axolotls that sold. So again, like things are just kind of going in clusters. Then a lot of the chickens started selling. Same with the Junimos. And then we kind of got to the end where, you know, I had my land of misfit toys and things in there started selling. And I am so happy to say that my $50 dragon sold and my fall guy sold for $18. This guy has been to every single market of mine. And when I set him out, my mom was like, really? He sold. And I don't think the people even knew what the game was. They just wanted something and it was cute and soft and they got it. And I was so excited. I had come back to my booth after grabbing his food and he wasn't there. And I was like, is he gone? And my mom was so mad because she's like, this is ridiculous. He's been to every single market and he sells at this one. I mean, like, she's not mad, but we were both super, super shocked. It was so much fun. It was incredible. It was insane. I mean, like, not only were the cheerleaders buying stuff, they were buying stuff for themselves and for their friends and for their siblings. Their parents were buying them things. And then we just had spectators that were also buying things. I mean, we had, you know, families coming and the parents were trying to convince their kids to get this certain plushie because it's the one that they liked. Or, you know, the husband was like talking to the wife and was like, look at the cat. Look at the cat. So look at that one, kind of looks like our cat. And the wife is like, no. And like she had to like drag him away. Meanwhile, like the kid is also kind of looking around and he's like, look at the cat. Like, it was so funny. I had an absolutely amazing time. I really hope that I can do this market again. I think next year I need to bring like triple the amount of inventory because I made it until like 5, and that was when the upper division, like high school or more advanced groups began. So like I didn't even get to see all of the participants and new spectators. Like I just sold out from like 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. because then after that I just like had kind of stragglers and people were then just buying things, kept asking me if I had more things, were like, you should be crocheting, and I'm like, I wish, but my hands hurt and my shoulders hurt. The chairs they provided were better than the chairs that I have, but still it was like I just carried all this stuff and I play violin and I market prepped a ton. Like, I can't do that. I have to preserve myself. But yeah, that's kind of everything. Let's look at what didn't sell. So there's 5 things that didn't sell, and I do have a story behind one of them. I had brought, you know, 13 swinging pets. I'd crocheted 4 while I was there, and they all sold, right? Except when I was putting away the table, I found this guy underneath it. And as you know, I had mentioned before that I always wanted one for in my own car. So I'm taking this as a sign that I can put it in my car and he will be mine. So I'm going to actually take his tag off because I want him. Now I'm going to force him to live in my car with me. But I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, oh, I thought he had sold. But now I'm like, wait, I get to keep him for myself? I'm not that mad. But he didn't sell because he fell under the table. I'm assuming pretty early on, otherwise people would have bought him. My Lumpy Space Princess did not sell. I'm not surprised. A lot of people didn't know like the more niche things that I had crocheted. I was selling this one for $18. I can just add it back to my Adventure Time collection. I just thought I'd try it, you know? Why not? 2 of my rainbow keychains are left behind. This is the lesbian one, and then this is just like a classic rainbow. I ended up bringing these out about halfway through the market because all my other keychains and swinging pets had sold out, and I needed something to display on all the little tacks along my crates, and so I brought these out. I had a lot of them, and a lot of them sold. So I have only 2 left, and I sell them for $20 a piece. I mean, no. Oh my gosh, I sold them for $10 a piece. That would be insane. And I only have these 2 left. And then the very last thing left is the Groovy Flower. The Groovy Flowers were not selling at all at the start. Same with like the possums and otters. They only started selling once we moved them to like the table with the black tablecloth, which was the table that was provided. And so before that, the Groovy Flowers were not a big hit. And then they were like the last, let me see, the last 4 out of the 6 things that I sold. So I'm really happy that I brought them. I don't know if I'll make as many for my next market, considering that they're either hit or miss, but I think they were a hit right now because I was so low on inventory, but people still just wanted stuff. But that is all that I have left over. And isn't that kind of crazy? I luckily do not have any other markets in line because this is my senior last semester. I'm taking 19 credits, and as a double major, like, I mean, as a non-double major, that would be a lot, but as a double major, it's a lot because it's 2 subjects that are not really correlated. And I have my recital, so I don't have any markets yet. I have been working on my sweater, which was a goal of mine after I did this market. I'm like, I want to finish that sweater. And so I've been doing that and trying to just celebrate this huge win because, I don't know, I was scared that there were maybe only like 10 or 15 other vendors, and some of them I think were food. So I was scared that maybe this wouldn't be like a place where people are looking to shop, but it ended up being amazing because everybody was looking to shop and there wasn't a lot of vendors, and so they kind of had to come to me. So it went really well. I'm so happy. Next year I won't be in school, so I will hopefully have like probably 3 months to try and do inventory, because to bring 170 something items and to leave with 5 is insane. And I'm very grateful, but I'm also a little bit scared because I'm like, how much inventory would I need then? But I know before I'd also commented on the booth price being pretty high, but I made like $2,800. And then if you take away the booth fee, that would be like still $2,500. And so to make that much money in, I don't even know how many hours, like 8 hours, is kind of awesome. So I definitely would pay that booth fee again to have those kind of results. Also, the experience was just really good. The place was super nice. Everybody was fun. There was food. It was super cool to go and like sneak in and watch some of the performances. I don't know how people can watch them though. Like, they make me nervous. And I'm sure people say the same thing when they watch me like play violin, but it makes me nervous when they're like hoisting them up in the air. I can't do it. I can't do it because like I can't fathom myself doing that. Like, I had a trampoline and I could do like a front flip. Like, no. They do insane things, and that was super fun to watch too. We kept joking that like if we sold out, we would just go and sit in the stands and watch them perform, because how could you not? It was just insane. And like some of them are so young. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of what else to say. And I don't know. I think it was, I mean, my mom and I have been talking about it. We thought it was crazy. Like, kids were buying themselves their own stuff with their own money. So like that made sense for them to buy like multiple things if they wanted to. But there were parents that were buying like their one kid multiple things. And like, yes, yay, buy from me. But also, okay. Oh my gosh, like 3 plushies for your one kid. And then like, oh, you guys walk by again and they see another one and you buy it. Like, whoa. Yay for me. It was crazy. And I mean, you know, like I always say with booth traffic, if there's nobody there, there's usually like nobody there. But if there's people there, there's gonna be people there. I mean, like there were times when we had lines, like people were waiting in line to either check out or just to be able to walk around the whole booth. Like, it was a lot sometimes, but it was great. And I would totally do it again. That's pretty much it. I'm still like recovering from that. I don't know. Like, I'm just like, what's going on? What day is it? I don't know. I didn't go through and, you know, go one by one. This is what's sold in this order. Because there was a point where we were so busy, we weren't writing things down. And I could go through this. You guys will have to let me know. But considering that I can show you everything that I left with by holding it with like 2 hands, you can kind of guess what sold. Everything else. If you are super disappointed that I didn't share the order in which things are sold, comment. Let me know. I don't know. I am a terrible person, and I usually like skip through and wait and see what people like just say, not just I would usually wait and see what people say their best sellers are, and then like the rest I'm like, nah, I don't care. So I'm trying to cater to what I like to watch, but other people like to watch things differently. So let me know. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that if you're preparing for a market, that it can go really well and be super smooth and that you have enough inventory, because holy crap, that was insane. But with that, I think I'm gonna go. It's been almost 40 minutes. I have homework I need to do. I need to practice violin. And I don't want to do any of that. So I'm gonna go force myself to do that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.